You hear that? That's the sound of unsweet tea. And that means me as a Texan, I'm ready for anything. Ain't nothing better than a good old half and half of unsweet and sweet. Delicious. Was that? Oh, I see. You're not American enough to understand. This you? Yeah, it's me. What do you mean? What? Am I talking to me? Is this actually who I am? Unsweet tea, go hard. I love unsweet tea. Unsweet and sweet tea, the most Texan drink. Let me tell you what, alright? If you get sweet tea, down where you get the fried chicken, like in Fort Worth, or it changed a little bit, right? I think the more in the city you go, and the more up north you go, the sweeter your tea, right? And the more out west you go, the less sweet your tea. So it depends on what you want. Unsweetened tea ruined my life, never again. I think maybe you're just not built to be a Texan, which is so sad. Actually, probably not, depending on your opinions about Texas, but whatever. Just unsweeten the sweetened tea. If that doesn't work, then sweeten the unsweet tea. Well, yeah. The thing is, like, you know, when you go get tea at these, you know, like a southern restaurant, they got sweet and unsweet. And the trick is, believe it or not, guys, they're the same tea, but one of them has more sugar in it, so you can just add more unsweet tea if it ain't sweet enough, or if it's too sweet or whatever. Excuse me. Goodness. Unsweet tea is garbage, super sweet tea is even worse, just a tiny bit of sugar is peak. Yeah, you're right. I usually go half and half if I can help it. Or in the Philippines, I have a majority favor for iced sweet tea. If it's unsweetened, we'll really cry about it. There's one thing I know about Pinoy cuisine. It's all sweet and sour down there. And it's delicious. Nom 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 nom. Let me sit on my... Let me sit on me. I'm gonna sit down instead of sitting on my feet. Okay. Wow. It's me. Welcome back to another music stream. You're never gonna guess what happens in this one. You're gonna cry, you're gonna cry, and you're gonna cry. All three of those things are gonna happen today. Oh, it's you. More like Gladys. Oh, it's you. Man, I gotta play Portal 2 again. Okay, anyway. What did I do today? I ate barbecue. Because I'm Texan. And then I did some work. And then I was like, I got back in my room, and I'm like, I'll relax a little bit, and then I took a nap for like an hour. And then I was like, well, maybe it's a little too late to start a stream. So here I am. Gladys is the hottest lesbian robot in a video game. I can't think of any other hot lesbian robot in any video game. Well, I guess there is. What was that game's name again? Signal Jammer? Yeah, that's probably what it is. They have robot lesbians there. I'm not sure if I would call them hot though. Not GLaDOS levels. How do you like your barbecue? Good. That's how I like it. Maybe just a little bit of blood in there. It ain't no barbecue if you ain't drinking the blood of your cows, alright? And lots of sauce. A1 sauce or barbecue sauce goes with everything. Delicious. Okie smoky. Isn't it not actually blood, though? What do you mean, not actually blood? What? What else would it be? Cranberry sauce? It's... What's that red stuff that comes out when I squeeze the meat? It's not... What else could it be? Alright. That means I'm ready to rock. It's myoglobin, not hemoglobin. So it's fake blood. Oh, dang. Alright. Time to Alt F4 out of Discord. Yoink. Favorite color of sauce? Guy I know used to do barbecue for the radio station, used to volunteer out, and he had this awesome yellow sauce of some sort. I quite like me some honey mustard, right? What in tarnation is happening out there? Honey mustard's gotta be the best and also the gayest sauce. And it's delicious. Any other, what are red, orange, yellow, green? Have I had a green sauce? Does guacamole count as sauce? I don't think so. Green sauce. I feel like I've had to have some kind of green sauce before, but for some reason it's not coming to mind. Green sauce, blue sauce. Is there such thing as blue sauce? Blue. Salsa verde counts, I guess. I mean, it's got green in the name, if I'm reading that right. I can't think of any blue sauce. I guess I don't have the full rainbow of sauces. Which probably means that, I bet if you get all the colors of sauce together, it, like, transforms into the ultimate sauce. Honey mustard is the gayest. I'd like to hear your justification. The justification is because it's my favorite sauce. That's it. Blueberry sauce at IHOP. I've never had such a thing, but that does sound kind of good, actually. Maybe like blueberry, like jam or preserves or something. Sit crisscross applesauce in my chair once again. Okay. Yay! Okay. So I added a measure rest here because I'm like, I want to add something in between. So that's what we're going to do today. I don't know what it's going to be, which is why we're going to figure it out together. Let's add, like, I don't know, like 50 measures. I'm probably going to delete most of them anyway. Psh! Okay, the thing is, the bigger the score gets, which, by the way, hold on, let me get rid of this for a sec. We've written a total of 6 minutes of music so far. Yippee. Which is way longer than any other piece that I've written before. Actually, let me fact check myself real quick. Okay, I spelled my own name wrong, which is surprising, because it's 6 letters. We're not done. Let's see, the longest thing I've uploaded is 6:42. It is currently 6:38, but after this stream is going to be the longest thing I ever wrote. That's a large score. It's not that large. I swear. Types like keyboard warrior, GIF, I mean GIF, good GIF. I really, I don't know if y'all watch Captain Disillusion. He's a YouTuber who does like videos about video effects, and I remember in one video he pronounced GIF as jife, and I'd really like to call it jife, but I don't think people are gonna know what I talk about if I say jife. Jife and pung. So I've resorted to just calling it GIF. GF handle pronounces GIF handle or GIF handle? Good question. But yeah, as for the typing, I put it all on the impotence that I was given unrestricted access to the internet as a kid, and now I just know how to type. You guys want to listen to my typing? I'll do a typing test right now. I have a Unicomp Mini M keyboard, and these are my favorites. Dark mode. Ah, I spelled that wrong already. feel like I've done this one as a typing test before. No one cares about the other characters, sad. That's not how that is. What? String ray? Dang. This is so sad. Show my test results. What are my test results? Dang. Typos. I've definitely done faster before, but oh well. Tricky keys. Hard text. Certificate. I'm gonna put that on your resume. I can type 50 words per minute. Certified by typingtest.com. That's so awesome. Alright, anyway. What matters though is the keyboard sounds. I don't care how fast you type. Actually, I do care. If you type at like 10 words per minute, we gotta work on that, boys. But, I think the keyboard's the best part. I fell off. I sure did. Anyway. I think I did a typing test before and I got like 90 something, so I did much better then, but oh well. Anyway, time to add some more measures. Typing, ASMR. Maybe I should just make a video that's just typing. That'd be pretty cool, right? Anyway. Okay, so what's my motivation for adding something in between here? I'll let you guys listen to this a little bit. I mean, if you've been here before, you know what it sounds like, but we're gonna listen to it and then I'll talk about why I think it needs to change, and then we'll go from there. We're so back. Welcome back. Hold on, let me go full screen. I kind of think this part's a little boring, but oh well. And then there's the part. Okay, so it's the part that comes immediately after. I think moving from this to this is a little too sudden. Or not even like too sudden. It just doesn't feel like a good transition. So I want to add something in between here that kind of breaks it up. And that I shall do right now. It's like a track from Clash of Clans. Oh, I could not have received a higher compliment. Okay, well, first of all, I think this is boring. Look at those. I feel like this could be vastly improved, but I don't know how. Put you in a different instruments. Go glockenspiel. Try. Also, I just realized the tremolo glockenspiel sounds a lot like an alarm clock. I gotta hear this again. Okay, apparently the glockenspielist, which I'm pretty sure is what you call someone who plays the glockenspiel, didn't want to play a tremolo glockenspiel, which is kind of understandable, I guess. The sound actually just gives up. Okay, there's no tremolo celesta, which I guess is also understandable, but I was just curious. Wizard 101 banger. That's me. I've been commissioned by Wizard 101 to write their music. Actually, that would go really hard. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Anyway, based on what I know about Germanic languages, Glockenspieler. Close enough. Okay, Wizard 101 equals #1 autism game. You know, I was so sad when I was a kid because my computer was not good enough to run Wizard 101. It was like a really old, like, all-in-one computer, like I forgot what you call them, like, just all-in-one computer. And it could barely run games. I could barely play, like old classic Roblox. This isn't, like, must have been over 10 years ago. I could barely run Roblox, and I could not. I wanted to download Wizard 101, and I tried it. I don't remember what my username or anything was, and I don't even remember doing anything in it because I hardly understood it, but it could barely run, and I was so sad that it could barely run. Flute and clarinet, octave higher. Sure, I can give that a try. Although flutes are kind of busy, but I just want to hear it. I'm surprised that the flute even has a sound up there because MuseScore is saying, no, that note doesn't exist on that instrument, you idiots. Why are you writing that high for flute anyhow? I thought about oboe here. I tried oboe, like, I think in my spare time. I think there's not really an instrument here that I quite like playing this part. I think originally it was in, like, flute or alto flute. I don't really like that either, so it's just going in clarinet for now. I think the accompaniment is the weakest part here. It's just... I mean, I guess it's very Mozart kind of accompaniments, but... I think even Mozart did better than that. I think what it needs is maybe a little bit more drone. Maybe a bit more accent on some notes, like... Every time a chord changes, can y'all do, like... Just make it a bit more known. Like something like this, I guess. Okay, you guys know what an accent is, right? You know, it's when you play louder than all the other notes. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, I can try this, actually. If I do, like... Here. And put U dynamics as a forte piano. And then I could have, like, this wonderful dynamic called this... It's called a... This might make it more interesting. Okay. Let's try like this. Oh yeah. Okay, that's way louder than I was hoping it would be. Okay, well... Go, Marcato! Try for me. What am I doing wrong? Is it because it's violas? I bet it's because it's the violas that are playing. Velocity on the accented notes to get the dynamics? Actually, I think I can. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Probably because I've never had to do that. Okay. So for example, if I select these notes, what a wonderful tritone. What in the world? Top note? Bottom notes? Oh. Okay, includes single notes? I've not seen this before, what is this? Okay, well, playback, I can increase the velocity. 128! 27. You've got to be kidding me, right? Unbelievable. Just for a college class or just a hobby? It's just a hobby. I didn't go to school for music composition. You want to know how I learned how to write music? It's called I went to the library. I talk about this every time because you guys don't seem to learn. go get a library card now. It sounds like the run meme, same tempo. I don't know what you're talking about, but also I'm really out of touch, so who knows. Halfway through, I think it's okay at the first part. It gets a little old at the second part. So then, I want to have some drone notes here. Some voices respond better to velocity adjustment than others. A Vienna strings pack for music score basically does nothing. And completely floor the audience by adding a country segment during your third movement. That would be pretty rad. Have like a jig. That'd be beautiful, like a square dance. Have you guys actually listened to square dance before? Because it's kind of rad. I remember listening to an album by Pee Wee King, and it's a album of square dances, and there's a guest artist he brought in that does call outs, and he tells you how to dance. No idea what velocity is? Okay, so imagine this. You are playing the piano, right? And you know, when you're playing the piano, the thing about the piano is that it can make notes that are loud or soft, right? So how do you get a key to play louder than all the other ones? Well, you hit it harder, with more velocity even, which I think is the idea behind it. Although I'm not sure if I would say velocity is the word I would use for that. Oh, by the way, this is kind of random, but I've kind of thought about it a bit, because I didn't really understand it, but when you're playing the piano, this is like a tip that my teacher gave me, like, well into my studies with her. My piano teacher, that is. I don't study with her anymore, but when you want to play louder notes, don't, like, shove your hands into the keyboard, because that is both fatiguing and also is bad technique. If you watch, like, a soloist that she likes, you'll notice that in order to get louder notes with less effort, the pianist will raise their hands, like they will literally raise their hand and like let it fall down onto the key, so that they basically like let gravity do the work, and they let gravity help them push down on the key instead of having to like move their arm and fatigue their arm by doing that. So that's why they raise their hand and let it fall onto the key so that it's louder. And I guess that could also count as velocity, but, you know. For percussion, velocity is very accurate. That's true, but that happens to extend to all the other instruments. Piano dynamic advice equals fencing advice. You're so right. They're the same thing. Anyway, what was I doing? What key are we in? A major? Which major? That should make this, what, F sharp major, so... let's have y'all, the brass holes, play the chords here. Let's have... I don't want a horny sound, I want a bony sound, so therefore I shall put you in the trombones. There you go. We'll surround the trombones, or we'll surround the horns with the trombones, like this. And we'll have second trombone play this. You guys need to be A sharp, I believe. Sharp. Out of context clip. I have so many worse ones, don't worry. I'm boning my music. I'm so boning it. Let the piano do the work is actually good advice, although piano actively fights you on certain things like playing legato. It depends on the piano. I've definitely played some pianos that are like I went into a practice room and I'm like, am I just like losing my touch? Like, why am I not able to play this piece very well? And it turns out it's because when I went, like, I compared it, because, you know, the practice rooms had different pianos. Like, I went to one keyboard that had really difficult to press keys, and I went to a keyboard that had much easier to press keys. Probably because the more difficult piano was older or something like that, but like there was like a noticeable difference. I'm like, wow, I play so much better on this keyboard on which the keys are easier to press. Like, I was like, is my technique just bad or something? And I'm like, wow, my arms are getting real worn out. Like, am I out of practice? But turns out the piano was actually just fighting against me. Well, what music theory resources did you use to learn? I'm self-teaching as well. Okay, when I started learning how to write music, I wanted to write Baroque music, or Baroque sounding music, because that's my favorite kind of classical music. My favorite composer is Vivaldi, so I wanted to write Baroque sounding music. That's how I got back into classical music, was listening to Baroque music. So I looked up, like, Baroque chord progressions. Like, I could kind of gather what instruments Baroque music use, because, you know, they're usually chamber groups, and of course, you can just look up the instrumentation online or just listen, I guess. But if you're just starting out, that can be a little tricky to identify instruments. So I think I looked something up like Baroque chord progressions. And let me find the exact PDF I used. This one. This was extremely helpful when I started, like this exact document that I just looked up by looking at Baroque chord progressions. It's called Common Diatonic Chord Progressions in Baroque Harmony by Ted Green. Ted Green was, I believe, a jazz guitarist and also a music theory lecturer. And he wrote this it's like, I mean, this is just like a page of chord progressions, but these are like a few paragraphs outlining basically all you need to know about functional harmony. So I recommend you read it, but basically, the general gist of it is that these are your tonic chords, these are your subdominant chords, and these are your dominant chords. And you just kind of move these guys in a cycle between each other, and that's how you get nice harmony. And oh yeah, beautiful sharp 6 diminished. What a wonderful chord. It's one of my favorites. Anyway, yeah, this is where I started. Just read this, just like a few paragraphs, and it's pretty easy to digest. And look at his beautiful cursive, by the way. The 1, 4, and 5 are the most commonly used chords in major keys, probably due to the fact that they are the only diatonic major triads. If you guys don't know how to read cursive, I am superior to you in every way. Anyway, the piano I have at home is so chunky to play, but it's a nice electric acoustic Yamaha one that I use often. Electric acoustic Yamaha? I'm sorry, but I don't know if I'm just dumb, but that doesn't compute. I write in cursive. Awesome. I have a sonatina. Guys, I don't have a single sonata. Please stop bragging about your sonatas to me. I haven't written a single sonata. I don't know why I haven't. I just haven't. Anyway, you're too loud. Also, you're too high. Cursive writing is becoming a lost art. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Okay. Heard that 1 to flat 6 augmented sounds really pretty. Heard it in a Schumann piece. That does sound like something Schumann would do. Or Brahms. Brahms would definitely pull that. In grad school, we used Robert Galden's A Practical Approach to 16th Century Counterpoints. What an esoteric sounding name. I just press random buttons in rhythm, they call it music. You know what? If Skrillex can be a musician, then you can too. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I just Skrillex there. I love Skrillex. I just thought back to like the epic rap battle of Mozart and Skrillex. Okay. You are C sharp major over G. No, E. Okay, and you should be B major. B major. Okay, somehow D didn't appear anywhere in this chord, despite me... D sharp. Okay. I have a PhD in musical torture. What is that even supposed to mean? Musical torture. My favorite key signature is G minor. Unbelievable. We're enemies now, because my favorite key signature is A flat major. Okay, that immediately sounds much better, actually. It's adding a tiny bit of something something. Also, I'm gonna replace this trombone with a bassoon. And this 5th chord is... Why am I blanking on this? E minor. I was being fluent tetrachord. Isn't tetrachord like a chord made of 4 notes or something? I don't know what music theory is. Guys, stop asking me about theory. I don't know anything about it. E. Let's have E here. None of y'all are playing G. You play G. G, not G sharp. The opposite of sharp. G dull. And tetrachord is a scale made of 4 notes. A 4-note scale. Wow. It's really lost some weight, didn't it? I want you guys to play some wonderful staccato notes here. So, staccato, like this, beautiful. The Greeks used tetrachords, right? And now, as before 12-tone system, tetrachords are named like that explicitly to upset and confuse me. The Greeks might have written tetrachords, but that doesn't mean tetrachords are good. Or at least doesn't mean the Greeks used it well. Listen to microtonal music, which to many is also torturous. I don't know if it's torturous. I wouldn't say it's torturous. I just think that not enough people have used microtones in a way that I like in order for me to, like, appreciate them, right? The same is true of, like, you know, just classical music. Like, I'm not gonna like classical music unless I find a composer that I like. And I'm not going to appreciate microtones until I find someone's music who uses microtones and I like. And there have been some examples that I quite like, but not many. My friends, just do like a wonderful inversion here. There we go. East Asian microtonal music is very pretty. That does sound cool. Although, I don't know if microtonal is exactly the word. It's like, I feel as like I'm just kind of applying a definition of something that you barely understand. But I guess that is kind of true. C flat or G flat, no exception, unless they want to sound smart, because 70 times out of it gets 5 tries to get it. What do you mean by C flat? Are identifying intervals in C flat and major? What does C flat and major even look like? Is that on? That ain't on the circle of fifths, is it? Actually, it might be. Where's my composition sheet? That's not how you spell composition. Composition. Oh, yep, there it is. C flat major. Okay, where's, isn't there also like an A flat minor or something? I guess it's this, G sharp. It's the most comfortable key to play on the piano. For some reason, I always struggled with F major. Like, F major isn't a difficult scale, it's just 1 flat, but that's why I think it's so weird that I can't do it very well. So F major is always one where I get hitches on when I play my scales. All the other ones, like, I can kind of see why I struggle, like, the ones with more sharps and stuff, like, especially the harmonic minor scales, because those are, like, kind of weird because you have a sharp and 7, so sometimes it results in some weird twisted fingers, but, pretty cool. Okay, well, anyway, if you guys haven't seen my composition cheat sheet, here it is. It's very cool, feel free to screenshot. And beautiful full resonance, and also all my charts. So yeah, yippee! All right, it's going off screen. I just got a violin. I'm abusing it because it's extended warranty. Why? What could you possibly be doing to your violin? Are you like hydro dipping it or something? Is this pure ref? It is pure ref. You can see here, this is a pure ref file. So, pretty cool, right? I want more rhythm here. Just like, play these notes twice, please. No note or rest selected, you idiots. Of course I'm selecting. Real recognizes real. You're the first person ever to realize that that was also pure ref. First person I've ever met that recognizes pure ref. It's unbelievable. What's pure ref? Okay, pure ref is a software that is just that. It's just you're remembering to save. I always save. I'm a chronic saver. I save everything. Anyway, yeah, pure ref is a software where you just load images into it, and it's just like an image board that you can like scroll around. You can move the images around and scale them and all that. You can also arrange them. There's like some built-in like image arranging options. Oh yeah, you can just take any any image you want, like this one. This is one of my favorite thumbnails I've ever seen. What a beautiful... Why is this on your clipboard? No, it's in my screenshots folder. Why wouldn't this be on your clipboard? That's all this man is always on my clipboard. Just in case I need to remember how to integrate functions. Pi equals E. I love YouTube Shorts, peak entertainment. Alright. I have like 2 YouTube Shorts right now, which are so rad, and I don't use them. I also have this one. But is there a real-world application for this? Anyway, yeah, you can move images around, scale them. You can also rotate them. Pretty cool, right? Alright, goodbye, math nerds. Pi equals 3, not even the squiggly equal sign. If you'll notice, his shirt here says, I think it says like the fundamental theorems of engineering, such as pi equals 3, pi equals e, cosine x equals x, cosine x equals 1. I don't know what this e one is, but it's probably e equals 2, if I had to guess. So, there, it says here the tagline, if it's close enough, then it's good enough. Pretty cool, right? I love that shirt. I know, right? I love math shirts because they're so goofy. Anyway, now what we're doing here. Okay, right. Maybe I'll do a stream where I just solve math problems. I'll get my friend on the horn and we can solve math problems together, and all you guys will die of sadness because you hate math. Okay. I've always said this, but I thought I've always thought that someone doing like a homework stream would go so hard, where they just do their homework on stream for everyone to look, and then you of course you'd have to put something like no backseating allowed unless you're asked, or you could just not look at the chat, I guess. But like, I think it would be so funny to see a homework stream. Anyway. No more rolls, please. Unroll. Math stream. See, I could do a math stream, but like, where am I gonna find my, maybe I could take like the calculus, like, A, B, and B, C test. Like AP tests. That'd be so whack. We're allowed to use cell phones for the test, right? Yeah, exactly. You use your cell phone in the test, but it's only because you're it's only because you're live streaming the test to an audience, and then they work out the problems for you. That'd be so wacky. Has anyone like done like live streams of like college lectures? I mean, I'm sure they have, but like I want one that's like super popular. Like thousands of people are watching this one professor, and it's just like calculus 1. Per Google Forms with questions from your stream to make sure people are retaining what they learn. Uh, every time I teach you guys something, I have to have to make it like a worksheet for it for you guys to understand. That's so stupid. Okay. I think the second part here can be improved, but I don't know how. Did you learn how to phrase just from listening to a bunch of music, or was a resource that helped teach you? What do you mean by phrasing? Can you be a bit more specific? Because phrasing is kind of broad, I think. What do you like about it? What's can you explain? What is a library? Good question. Do you have a library card? This is the only question. And if you answer yes, you get a 0. If you answer no, you get a 0 because I know you're lying. Because I know you don't have a library card, you idiots. I know you don't. Go get one. Anyway. Bass clarinet, go. Your turn. I just want to hear this on bass clarinet. I kind of like that, but I think try. I have an idea for something at the end here. We're gonna have a little bit of a slowdown, but I want to get this melody right first. I have 3 library cards. I don't know where any of them are. Unbelievable. I'm so sad. Also, has the library heard about this? Have you, speaking of integration, have you heard of watch that old MIT integration bee that's like an hour and a half? That does sound pretty cool and also really boring at the same time. An integration bee, I can't think of anything that's less exciting, except if you're participating in it. But otherwise, I don't think I could sit through one. How do you develop your ideas? Your piece feel like it's moving forward. Also, you switch from one idea to the next and it sounds very succinct. Okay. My main problem when I write music is that I get bored of a melody pretty fast. If I'm not constantly changing it up, like editing the rhythm, putting in a different key, reharmonizing it with different chords, I just can't see. I just get bored of the melody fast if it's not going anywhere or if I repeat it too many times, which is why I have difficulty sitting through and listening through an entire symphony. Because usually, like, symphonies, they have, one melody that's kind of dragging out throughout for, like, 2-3 minutes. Even if it's a very long and, like, continually developing melody, the background mostly stays kind of the same most of the time. Beethoven. So it doesn't really change that much, despite, how well written the melody might be, and maybe some modulations. But it's not changing enough for me to stay interested in it. It just gets kind of like the same-ish, in my opinion. Which is why I'm always trying to change it up a little. That's how I made this piece so long. Is because this is a lot of ideas just like strung together loosely. And the main thing that's helping me keep on coming up with more ideas to expand this piece is that it's following some kind of story. It's kind of an ad hoc story that I'm kind of winging on the fly, making it up on the fly, but it's still some kind of story nonetheless, and that's helping me come up with, unique ideas and also new ideas. And I have an idea for what the quote-unquote story is going to be over here. I just want to orchestrate this a little bit better before I do that. But the general idea when it comes to phrasing is that, how do I... What was the exact question again? Piece like it's moving forward. I would say one way to make your piece feel like it's moving forward is to be very intentional about your harmony. So like I said before, with the tonic, subdominant, and dominant relations, you want to keep using different chords from those different groups in succession with each other. Keep in mind that chords that are more tense, diminished chords, augmented chords, and if you're in a minor key, major chords are more tense. And if you're in a major key, minor chords are... Wait, did I say that right? If you're in a minor key, major chords are more tense, and if you're in a major key, minor chords are more tense, because they want to resolve to their key, you know? Minor keys want to resolve to minor, major keys want to resolve to major, so keys of different qualities, diminished, augmented, and major or minor, they are more tense. So you got to use a healthy amount of those kinds of chords in your chord progression, so that when you eventually move back to a tonic chord, it's more satisfying. And also it feels like that your piece has more direction. Because the audience will be able to hear, you know, the tension building, and then they're like anticipating, right? They're anticipating the release when you eventually resolve to one or do a modulation or something. So in my view, that's how you get a piece to just keep on moving forward. Okay. My boy Beethoven catching strays. Beethoven's too famous to fail anyway. I'll make fun of him all I want. Beethoven was melodically inferior. There's a reason why he wanted lessons from Mozart. That's true. That's why I didn't mention Mozart's, because Mozart's melodies are just shining bright, alright? Mozart didn't have to have good accompaniment to have good melody, right? I think he's the exception. He has great melodies. I never get tired of him. And Beethoven's dead. That's true. Beethoven is dead. So what is he gonna do? Write a complaint letter to me from the grave? What a nerd. Dying. That's so cringe. I love hearing the same melody a million times. Sincerely, a Toby Fox and Jamie Page lover. You know, fair enough. That's my one gripe that I usually have about video game music, is that it's just kind of the same thing the whole time. And I guess if it's just background music, that can be fine, but even like, if you guys have ever listened to Eric Satie's music, the Gnaw scenes, they sound exactly like background music, but they're still interesting. Like, it's, you know, there's a theme, and then there's a lot of development and a lot of harmonic movement. Like, even though it's background music, it's so fascinating to just listen to on its own. Oh well. I mean, sometimes repetition is kind of the point. If you guys have ever listened to Everywhere at the End of Time, that's very repetitive. At least every song is like repetitive. It's like the same loop for like the same minute or 30-second loop like 4 or 5 times. I think that's a little different though, because the point of that isn't really to be melodically interesting. It's a little different than that, but like, oh well. Anyway. Whoosh. I think maybe we just need some more, you know? And I don't know what that would be. Here we had, what, xylophones and Calesta playing this part here. So I think I want... Do I want timpani here, maybe? This starts at 3, so that should be... Oh, we're in G major now. A to G major. Let's skip it in 2 steps. Satie was also known to be satirical. He quoted some things. Dang. Favorite romantic period composer, least favorite if you have one, of course. Favorite romantic composer, either Brahms or Tchaikovsky, for different reasons. My least favorites, I don't know if I have a least favorite romantic composer. I guess I dislike Wagner, but not necessarily because of his music. It's because he hated on my boy Mendelssohn, and also all those other things. Mendelssohn is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. He's so awesome. Unfortunately, Wagner is like, I hate you because you're a Jew and you're ruining music. And I'm like, okay, bro. What are you talking about? Anyway, B. Oh my gosh. Okay. G. I don't like timpani here, shut up. Triangle, go! My favorite percussion instrument. Which is my most used percussion instrument here, besides maybe timpani? Cymbal doesn't have a whole lot. I'm willing to bet it's either, like, xylophone or triangle. Chimes is a bunch of parts here, but it's mostly tremolo. Why are there 2 celesta parts? Oh, it's for every staff, I see. Where's triangle? Why is triangle not on here? There it is. Look at all those triangle bars I have. The tam-tam. I don't even have a tam-tam on here. Actually, I don't know why I don't have a tam-tam on here. I'm putting a timpani in mezzo forte. Why do you deny me my purpose? It's because I hate you! Anyway. Marimba is my favorite. Marimba is awesome. I don't have marimba in here. But I do have triangle. I want more triangle stuff. Triangle, play stuff. My favorite percussion instrument. Just play a bunch of stuff. I just want to hear you. Because I like you so much. And I want here... This technique of having instruments be separated by 2 octaves. I first heard in Stravinsky, so we're gonna steal his thing. Although he used it to sound a bit spookier than this, but I don't care. Marimba is pretty uncommon in anything classical-esque. That's probably true. I don't know if I've heard marimba in any classical piece that I've listened to that wasn't, like, beyond 1950 or something. Discord just crashed because I tried to load a plugin. Explain yourself, Tentacruel. What is this nonsense? It definitely isn't the plugin's fault. It's your fault. Probably. Okay, it's a little bit too much triangle, my friend. Just a little bit less triangle. Just do it every other bar like this. Or, I guess, every measure. 4 mallet marimba is so fun. It also looks really hard. I want more brasses here. What are you? Bum minor. Go to trombone. Or horn, actually. Swap y'all. Swip swap. Just do like this, please. Trying to find a counterpoint plugin that can set up exercises. What do you mean counterpoint plugin? What does that even look like? Like it gives you like a chord progression and you write 4-part harmony? What do you mean by counterpoint plugin? Do you need me to give you counterpoint exercises? It gives you canty? Oh, I see. Well, actually, you know, if you went to your library, you could probably pick up a book of chorales and they would give you melodies. And checks your counterpoint. A plugin that checks your counterpoints. That's actually kind of a fascinating idea. Like write a program that checks counterpoints. How would I even do that? That's an interesting idea, actually. I think that's something I can try. Write a program that checks your counterpoint rules. Okay, whatever. I'll think about that. Not now. Some existed in the past, but they're for older version of MuseScore. Yeah, but mine would be even better because I wrote it. Piano. No, just do this, please. I don't like that either. Play. Don't play. I want a 6th here. Just play louder, my friends. And you move to 4, 5, which is in G major, C major, D major. And then G major. Interested in a quality plugin that did that? I have a bunch of coding projects on my computer that I just don't use. I wrote one that has like a strong blacklist filter that takes into account the usage of special characters. You know how people this is something I've had a gripe with for a while, is that you know how people will use like special like Unicode characters to get around chat filters, like they'll say like mean words using them. That's a problem that I thought was always really easy to solve, but no one has implemented it, and I'm like, why doesn't anyone do this? So I've made one, and it works. I haven't posted it anywhere, but maybe I should and lobby people to use it because it's such an easy implementation that no one has done yet. I have to do everything myself. Anyway, F sharp diminished. You're gonna be rich? Yeah, maybe I should patent it. Oh boy, have we patented it. 5. So once again, D major. Horn eggplant. Thank you. I appreciate your input. 2 here, A minor. You do like this. And 3, your B minor again. Oh, you're talking about regex? It is mostly regex, yeah. Regular expressions for short. 6 here is E major. So y'all move up. Actually, on these last 2 bars, I want you guys to do something else, but we'll talk about it in a bit. Okay, triangle, you're a little bit too overbearing. Just, like, play quieter. Okay, I can't even hear you anymore, so, you know, just do this little ting. You're so loud. Shush. Oh wait. Major. And horns, come back. Play B, please. But like, quieter. And then just started to learn how to read, write sheet music. I was wondering if you had any notation tips for pissing off anyone reading it. This. They're called ledger lines. They don't like these because they're so hard to read and no one knows how. Also, if you're writing for an instrument, like, say the cello, just write for a clef that they don't know how to read. Like this one. Treble clef cello. They ain't gonna do it. Especially if you just keep the melody like this. Oh, look at those beautiful ledger lines that no one likes to read. Perfect. If you write for like flute or something, which is in treble clef, put in something stupid like tenor clef. Look at all those beautiful ledger lines. Disgusting. I hate it. Perfect. Overly specific rhythms. That too. If you have time signatures, put in like a really stupid time signature, like this one. Bang. No one wants to count these. Can we get rid of alto clef? Unfortunately, too many people read it. Put notes across the beat lines. Somehow I don't know what you mean by that. A pro cellist can read treble clef. Oh yeah, that's true. Some cellists can read treble clef. So just put it in a clef that they definitely don't understand, like alto clef. They probably don't know how to read that one. Or even tablature if you're feeling crazy, but I don't think MuseScore will let you do that. Or you could put in some of this soprano clef. You guys ever seen a soprano clef? There it is. Beautiful. Worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Nested tuplets is also good. If you write like a triplet, just put a triplet inside the triplet and maybe another one in. I've never seen this in my entire life, and so hasn't any other musician that's ever lived. And I hope it stays that way until you come along and change the game. Make the spaces in between notes really inconsistent or really tiny. And use double flats and sharps. Oh yeah, you can invent your own key signature too. MuseScore lets you invent your own key signature, which is just, you know, you could put whatever you want in here. There you go, beautiful. It's perfect. My child. Wonderful. Okay. Add decimal points to the tempo. That one isn't as bad as it seems like, but it's still not great. Put decimal points in your time signature. No one will like that. Anyway, where was I? Right. I want violons here to play stuff. What is this? E major. Why are there hieroglyphs in my key signature? What, you never went to music school? You can't read you can't read this. This is C double sharp flat major. With a cherry on top. I can't believe you didn't know how to read this. Also, what does it even sound like? Doesn't sound any different. Okay, perfect. A little louder, please, my dears. Cause you're playing with y'all. Why do the stems have barbs? I don't know. Maybe they just evolved that way. There you're going to sharp 4 diminished, which is in G major, C sharp diminished. So C sharp. Oops. It's mostly the same, but one note changes. That's not diminished. C sharp, C sharp, G flats. Not G sharp. What am I doing? Wait, not G flat. G natural. G sharp flats. So G natural. They cancel. It's like math. Where did the note go? What disappeared? I want here for the rhythm to slow down. So I'm gonna delete some notes. And this here is... I want you to play, just play this again for simplicity. if I put you over A, that makes you a 2 chord, which is funkalicious. I don't know if I quite want that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. 2, just a major 2 chord, or not major 2 chord, a dominant 2. No, it's a 7th chord. What am I even saying? Okay, guys, do you think I know anything about music? I just click the notes into the screen and hope that it sounds good. Okay, G, E. Why is there a flat or natural there? B, C sharp, C sharp. And I want here you to slow down. Just do it over 2 bars, I guess. Retardando. Okay. More so request if anything, but would you write some point for guitar's guitar lele? I do write for guitar, but not classical music. I write songs, singer-songwriter type stuff, but none of that pluck the strings and then hit them with your nails kind of stuff. I hate that. I'm not gonna lie. My least favorite kind of guitar music. Pluck the strings, hit them like a snare drum. I'm so sick of that. I hate it. I will never write anything like that. Although the way Charlie Patton does it, beautiful. But he more so hit his guitar like a drum rather than just striking the strings. And don't come at me with Johnny Cash did that, because he didn't do that. He put paper in between his strings, then he chugged them along like a choo-choo. Anyway. Some arpeggios here might be cool. E major, that's what it was. Which probably means I need to put a harp diagram here. Yoink. E major has 4 sharps, which are F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. There you go. I don't know why they're not in order, but whatever. Go, arpeggio! Actually, don't do that here. Do that over here with the sharp diminished chord, which is C sharp diminished. Which I guess means all y'all. I'm gonna move over to here. So to the P. You move here. And do a glissando here. Although this is just disgusting. Hold on. Can you move, my friends? Or maybe just put the pedal diagram here. Oh no, why is it still over there? Can I reset your offsets? There you go. Oh! Why are you over there now? Whatever, I'll just write a new one. Harp diagram, yoink. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. C sharp. C sharp! I don't like that. Put you in A instead. Are you doing a chromatic run instead of a diatonic? You dillhole. Do a gliss here instead. Glissando. Yoink. Make sure you're a diatonic one. Not a chromatic arpeggio. They shouldn't even allow you to put a chromatic arpeggio on the harp. because it's not possible. Unbelievable. And I want here... just put a similar harp diagram, you know, just copy paste. I want a tremolo here. I want a piano here. Man, I'd quite like to hear this. Oh well. I guess I could just have two harps play it. Good enough. And... I think there's too many strings playing this part. It sounds a little too thick, I think. Clap along if you feel like harping is the truth. Don't ban me. I see you've mentioned the one word that I banned in all of my streams. And it's happy. You're not allowed to be happy. Don't kid yourself. Anyway, D major. Yoink. Harp is so hard to write for, which is why I usually avoid it. I usually also kind of avoid writing for harp because I'm a little scared of it, but I don't know why I should be. So I went to this beautiful place called the library, and I picked up a book on orchestration that told you how to write for harp. And then I used it. So, there's that. Okay, I want here a melody to kind of shoot out of nowhere. And I don't know what it will be. Was right for the harpsichord, you know, close enough. Good enough. Trust, harpsichord. I want... Who wants to play a solo here? Probably just strings. Just do a stringy solo. And the second violins, you can keep chugging along. And I want here... I'll come up with some kind of melody for this. I wanted here to be like a slower part, something a little bit more romantic, which was the whole point of the stream, which by the way, we're like an hour in and I still haven't gotten to that, but whatever. Measures, yoink. I don't think harp is that bad. My first piece was a little rough for music score, but does have a lot of heavy lifting in terms of notation. I just have to remember idiomatic intervals. I'm just kind of using the harp for some fun chords and also some sound effects. There's a lot of arpeggio stuff that just, that's the only reason it exists, is to do some arpeggio stuff like right here, or not, or glissando. Arpeggio too, but I just use it a lot for glissando. Quieter, please. I'm just gonna come up with something on the spot. Okay, so here's some orchestration talk, alright? Here I could have an entirely string orchestra segment where the contrabasses, cellos, violas, and second violins play the harmony, and the first violins play the melody. I think that's perfectly fine. You can do that if you want. But I also know that if I want kind of a more... if I want a less stringy sound, but still want like a balanced kind of tone, I can't include some of the brass instruments because the brass instruments and the string instruments at this nice low piano volume, they blend super duper well together. And I think I kind of want to avoid it sounding a bit too stringy. So I think I want to try doing that. So I'm going to have you guys play very open. So how you write? Why am I going to write the strings open? Okay, let me just talk about it like this. I want to write a part here that's a harmony using both the strings and the brass. In order to do that, note that when you write string parts close together, they tend to stand out a whole lot. Even though that the strings might be quieter than the rest of the other instruments, strings don't generally project as far as, like a brass instrument or even a woodwind instrument. But if you play them in close intervals, they'll be very easily heard. And in some ways, this is actually a bad thing because it's just kind of like a layer of mud on top of your chords that you're playing. It makes it a little too thick and doesn't sound it sounds a bit too heavy sometimes. Of course, sometimes that's exactly what you want if you want a nice, dense, heavy sound, but that's not really what I want here. I want something a little bit more lighthearted. So that's why if you're blending string instruments with the rest of the orchestra, you want to write them in open harmony so that you still get that beautiful string sound, but you can still hear all the other instruments in between. So I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to have very open harmony here. And second violins, you can just play D. Or... Actually, second violin, just shut up. Okay, do this, and I want... tuba here. I'll have you play nice one. Okay, both you guys together. Actually, play pianissimo, please. You are currently playing at piano. Okay, good. Then... Actually, I'm going to buff your volumes a little bit here. I changed my mind. Brass always sounds good in close harmony, so that's what we shall do. You guys softer. And you also quiet. One... What chord progression did I have here before? I'm quite fond of 1 to 3. I think it's a very good cadence. And 3 to 1. So I think I'll have something like that. F sharp. Oh, you guys move down to, or F sharp, you stay at F sharp. And D moves down back to C. And so too you. I want a 4 chord here. I want to try minor 4 here because I think it'll sound quite nice. G minor. You move. Just remove the melody for now. I need an even more dramatic decrease in tempo. Just do like Andante. B minor isn't exactly what I want. Or not B minor. G minor. That's what it was. Try here instead, my friends. I could try a nice tasty 6 chord, which should be key of D major. That should be B. Okay. What are you composing for? What do you mean for? Like, I'm not doing it for like an assignment or anything. This is for me. B. No, high B. Do a B diminished chord. Try this, my friends. I think this chord's gotta come a little bit after, like this. Something's gotta lead into it. It's not a 4 chord. Hold on, let me fix this. There you go. You are a wonderful diminished 6 chord, which I don't know why it doesn't format until after I use it. Try here, normal 4. I want it to be a little bit more tense though, so I'm going to invert it. Put it over D, I think. And just make this go down. So that should be 4 like this, right? Which should be also, wait, no, it's major. I don't know why I did it like this. G major over D, yoink. And then you go to D, you go to B, you, my friend. Or maybe, yeah, shoot up an octave actually. I think that'll be better. And y'all, G. Try this. Oh, someone's playing a wrong note. What's happening? You. That's better. Okay. Move here to one, 3, 4, 6. I could do 5. I could do 7. Could do another 3. I could try 3 again. Try this chord. Just for funsies. Just want to hear what she sounds like, which would be A major. No, not A major. F sharp major, which means actually you're sharpened. C sharp. C sharp. C sharp. Y'all play C sharp. Good, eh? Double this chord again. And then move down here. You guys, stringies. Actually, the strings should hold the common tones because they're strings. I want here a nice minor chord. Move to, I think here's got to be, what, minor 5? Is this what I want? move this chord, please, my dears, over here. I want to put probably another chord in between these, but I'm kind of liking this progression. Try this. Good, that's exactly what I wanted. I want a chord in between these parts, though. Also, don't put you exactly over 5. I want you to move down to E, actually. There you go. So you also move down to E. And so to you. You say you did C natural. Good, much better. I like that a lot. Okay. C sharp here would make a 7 or a 5 chord. Move from diminished to diminished, please. I think that would be interesting. Look at those beautiful ledger lines. The string crossings or string voices are getting a little too close, which I don't like very much. Okay, whatever. Change those G's to A's. I think this will sound much better, actually. G. Oh, you're playing G. It should make you 5, 6. There you go. Hello. Oh, stringy stops. Hold this. Here, hold this. Okay. Move here to a wonderful minor 1 chord. One. Oh, 1, 6. Let's try writing a melody over this chord progression that I literally made up on the spot. Who gets to play it? English horn does. Your turn, my friend. I want you to play, start with this nice major 6. I need to remember what chords are playing here. You're a G major. And you are B diminished. Go, play whatever. What chord is this? F sharp minor. So A major. E minor. Go! Random melody I made up on the fly. Also, you need to slow down much more, actually. You go down to like 60%. Just go down, my friends. You are a D minor. Hello. Hello. Oh, I think English horn just ain't it, chief. Go, alto flutes. This chord progression, while I think it's cool, is not good. I really wanted to go back to some of my old functional harmony roots, but it doesn't sound good at all. Sad, maybe it's just too fast. Slow tempo usually does fix all of my problems, so I shall do that. Adagio. Move back to major one, actually, not minor 5. F sharp. That's a 6-bar phrase, which isn't bad, but also is feels a little odd. Doesn't feel very good. Also, the alto flute just is also not it. Oh, looks like the stream crashed. Uh-oh. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Oh no. We've had a hitch. Oh, never mind, we're good. Whatever. This is not gonna stop me from writing. Bass clarinet, go! Your turn. A stream crashed, now you can say anything you want. Oh, okay, since the stream crashed, here's my thoughts on you specifically watching the stream. I think you're smelly and that your composing sucks, and you should stop composing right now because it's so bad. Oh, what? I was live? Oh, I didn't mean to say all that. It's sad. Bass flute, go! Your turn. Rest here. You said earlier my instrument's piano? Yes, it is. Or was. I'm just not feeling bass flute on this either. Maybe a percussion instrument can play it. No. Contrabassoon, go! You play a solo. I actually don't know what you'd sound like. Probably bad, but we'll see. Lower, please. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good at all. Why is the contrabassoon so quiet, actually? Oh, it's because I nerfed its volume. There's probably a good reason that I did that. But, oh well. Which parts did I have the contrabassoon? I had contrabassoon play like 2 melodies, including this one. They're kind of same-ish volume here. Alright, well, I guess I don't need to change it none. Contrabassoon doesn't even sound good here though, so oh well. Sorry, Mr. Contra. No. I think clarinet might sound better here though. Okay, still not liking you playing this here. Try an octave higher. Composition coming along. It's that's what I have to say about it. I am trying to figure out what instrument this belongs in, and I don't like any of them. I guess English horn was the closest one that I actually liked, which is my first thought, so I guess my intuition was correct. Okay. Try again here. Yoink, 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 yoink. Move back to G major here. Pull that notes. You guys just play G major. With none of you guys playing B because I'm an idiot. You move up. You also play G. Okay. I need something nice and romantic here. And I want here measures. I don't know why I was blanking on what they were. More measures. Yoink. Okay. And since technically you're moving to 4, there's a modulation of G major, but I ain't gonna take it that way. You're staying firmly in the key of D. G sharp, D, G sharp, B, D, F natural. Okay. Good luck with the piece, bud. I'll see you later. I'll see you around. You know, I haven't tried trumpet yet. Let's try trumpet, but like, shush trumpet. It sounds nice in the trumpet. I think so too. I think maybe if I have you guys play a little bit quieter, I can get away with the trumpet and piano, which would sound even nicer than mezzo piano, I think. No, it's not the sharp sign, that's a dollar sign. Trumpets can be so pretty, just normally they aren't. I feel that. Every time I try putting a nice melody in the trumpets, like, trumpets sound kind of cool when they're quiet, right? And then the sound font is like, bah, 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 I'm a trumpet, bah, bah. And I'm like, guys, please. What kind of chord do I want here? What kind of chord do I want? I don't know. What kind of chord do I want here? Try 7 here, which should be C sharp, but like not diminished. Try this. Started playing Honkai and the boss theme is crazy good. I don't know what Honkai is. Honk honk. G sharp. I heard media composers say if you write quiet trumpet parts, you usually have to specify only a couple of them play instead of the section. Move to E. You move to E as well. Try here. Right, C. Actually, move down here. Okay, how many bars is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So technically you would resolve here. And this is C sharp minor, which is very not resolve. I'm kind of not feeling this one. If I do have 6-bar phrases here, which is what I have, which I guess could be fine, it just feels a little strange. Like there's something missing. Oh wait, you're not a trumpet. You're the trumpets. If I take you to be a new 6-bar phrase, you would end around here-ish. So, and then 7, move to 5, which should be A, no, yes, no, yes, A major. How are you guys playing the same note? Stop that. No. Move back to D major here. Have a good rest of your stream. Okay, I'll see you later then. Bye bye. You say this. Okay. And you, my friend, move up to D. Move just to 5 here, very... not B. Don't move to B. Move to 5. And then D here moves to C sharp. Okay, and here I do have a 1 chord, and I kind of want to not complete it by putting it over in inversion, so I shall put you over F sharp. Like this. Okay, and then I'll edit your chords so that you're in first inversion. Bang! Easy peasy. And then listen to the chords. Go! Man, I wish I had a cornet sound right now. That'd make this so much better. Okay, that's kind of that's nice and satisfying. I just think this is a little strange though. Put this guy over A temporarily. Temporarily. And then just, oh my gosh. You and your errors, MuseScore. You have so many errors. Okay. I don't want this part to last very long. In fact, I think Adagio is way too slow now. Go back to Andante, but like a slower Andante. 92 BPM is not quite it. Just a little bit slower. I guess maybe not Andante specifically. Maybe more like Adagietto. It's a little too bit dramatic of a volume change, I think. So, but I think trumpet will sound a little too overbearing if I keep it in trumpet, so... Here, going back in English horn. Because I'm so nice. Okay. I wanted like a slower movement to kind of interrupt this fast part here, kind of a little bit suddenly, but not really. Go back. Something's kind of lost here. I think it might be because the violin stopped playing, actually. I think it sounds a little odd because of that. But I don't really like them playing. So you guys just play quieter, I guess. And don't change your volume. I want some more triangle action here. Or, ooh, wait. Okay. This is gonna kind of neglect what I was doing, but I want to try this. I want the chords to be purely in the celesta. Not like that. That's marimba sounds. A Do major here. Do an arpeggio here. And like quietly, please. And just for now, all you guys shut up. Shut up. I'm gonna have you play the legendary dynamic Niente. Yoink. Here, you guys play this volume. Just like pretend that you're playing, but don't actually play. That might actually be genius. Actually, wait. So I would have made a piece that's like actually a piece, but all of the players play Niente, so it's just a silent piece. I think we could really capitalize on this idea anyway. Whoopsies. And then... yeah. Actually, try this. Oh, whoopsies, not what I wanted. And you are... or actually, instead of this, you gotta have another instrument play that, but we'll get to that in a second. Look at those jumps. You are A. You're A. Play A, please. And play this again, and you are F sharp major, so... And then you are a minor. There you go. Again, your arpeggios that also for one of these I appear to have missed. One here. G major here. Play 6 chord. Not that, 4 chord. F sharp. Diminished chord. And then good old-fashioned 1 chord. Play a 13th chord because I want to. Okay, try this now. English horn is not quite the right instrument for this. Although I'm kind of liking this direction instead of a big, kind of cheesy sounding thing. I mean, this is also kind of cheesy, but I like it more, so it gets a pass. Try oboe. No. Flute, go! I choose you! But like higher, thank you. Move this chord over here so that this feels a little bit more resolute. Oh, oopsies. Actually, no, that's fine. That's better. Okay, now that we have this, again, it needs to like logically move down into this part here. As much as I like the celesta, it feels a little bit too dreamy and not enough, like, feels a little bit too night dreamy, where I need this to feel a bit more daydreamy, you know? And I think harp is the right instrument for this, although it is kind of chromatic, so I'm not sure if it's gonna sound too good, but whatever, it's a pedal harp, so we'll figure it out along the way. Okay, so you just disregard this for a sec. Where's my harp diagram? Yoink. I want here C sharp, F sharp. And then here, you'll need like an F natural. And then here, so many, why did I decide to be chromatic for this one? F sharp, G sharp, or not G sharp, A sharp. That immediately will get undone by you as an A natural. And also a C natural, oh my gosh. By the way, you need to be sharpened. And then G sharp here, which immediately gets resolved again here. Okay, that's a lot of harp diagrams for something that probably won't sound too good, but whatever. Higher. That doesn't sound quite as nice as I'd hoped. Maybe try no arpeggios. I'd have to remove a lot of notes, but... try again in celesta just for good measure. The harp diagram in the celesta is crazy, but whatever. Sounds a bit better at this low octave. Okay, we'll keep the celesta, and also it would be easier to play on a celesta given that it's a keyboard instrument. Composing back in the day was just a paper and quill. I would give up so fast if that was what I had to do for composition. I'd be hitting the encyclopedias instead of whatever this is. I could not stand to do that. I'm removing our pages of the harp. Shh, they don't need to know that. It's fine. Okay. I much prefer the celesta without the arpeggios here. Alto flute, go! Let me think. Okay, hold on. So over here we had like stuff happening. I need you guys to kind of like lift, you know? You need to breathe a little bit. No pun intended. I need these parts to kind of like wither away. Delete these. You do a decrescendo here. And also you are 2, which means you need to play E minor. No, C. Yes. No. Yes. E minor. Are you playing A? Oh, this is G major. So that's A minor. Okay. Play C. Less heavy stuff happening over here. Contrabass. Don't play. Is this the wrong chord? What chord is this? Is A major? That would make you major 2, not minor 2. Okay, just play this, my dears. But I want you guys to, like I said, just kind of lighten up here. I think the brass might be a bit difficult to do this in, given that it's brass, but we can probably figure something out, especially horns. I think horns are a little too heavy sounding. You go away here. You do a thing here. Dynamics, just go to triple P. That's fine. That's not triple P. It's the opposite of triple P. You guys go to triple P. Scary game stream when? I don't have that many scary games. What counts as scary these days? Is Minecraft scary? I'm just kidding. Well, look, it's my Steam page. I don't have a lot of games. Not too many, much less scary games. What's scary? Polybridge, that's kind of terrifying because I have to search the depths of my mind for an answer and I realize how empty it actually is. That's pretty scary. But more existentially scary, I guess. What the right mod to sure is? Oh yeah, can I download like a I'll get like a creepypasta mod from like 2014. It's so awesome. Satisfactory based. I haven't actually played that much Satisfactory, and I never got very far. Only got to like tier 4 or 5 or whatever. Hold on, where is that? How many hours? Someone I know is currently playing in it. 58 hours, which is not very many in Satisfactory terms. In Satisfactory years, 1 year was like 2 seconds. So I think that Celesta also needs to it's gonna be a little strange, but I'm gonna have the tuba play pretty high here. Which actually means that the horn will be playing lower than the tuba. Or maybe the horn should just play these notes. There you go. Get in there, horn. I don't like the brass playing this part. So the string shall do it. Yoink. Okay, definitely not gonna be possible, but I'm just gonna put these notes, at least in the strings, so that we can figure out what to do. Okay, these parts I originally wrote for brass, so they might sound kind of weird here, but whatever. Okay. Switcheroni you. And that's probably actually all I need to do. Go to Pianissimo. Hello. Thank you, Miscore, for responding to me. That's not the right chord. You are sharp 4 around heresies, and you G sharp, B, D. You gotta be. This is correct. Doesn't sound correct though. Okay. I'll be back. I gotta go use the bathroom real quick. You know, weirdly enough, it's when I get up and away from MuseScore, like just immediately after using it, is when I start having all of my ideas. So maybe like every once in a while in my music streams, I should actually just get up and take a walk. Something like that, which might be actually very helpful. Just sitting here isn't really very helpful for some reason. But getting up does help in a way that I can't quite explain. Anyway, whatever it was that I was thinking of, I immediately forgot, so it was not very helpful at all. Anyway. Okay. I want the chord to start over here, which is a major chord. You guys come in a little bit more gradually, please. I don't like this bassoon note here. Just shut up. Just shut up. Okay, and then you guys decrescendo over a longer period of time, pretty please. Okay, I decided to be creative here, and it sounds kind of strange, probably because it's playing the wrong chord, Shirgi. That would make a lot of sense. You're supposed to be A major, not G sharp, whatever. Move you down to E. Move you down to actually. Get that nice sexy bass down there, and it is sexy. Now that I've actually gotten rid of all the brass instruments doing their thing, I want to try having the melody in the first horn, just for funsies. Go! Horn. But also, like, down. It's a little bit too majestic for me. Not what I want. Needs to be a little bit more tender. That's not really the word. Just better. Just be better than that. Horn, you're not good enough. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Alright, trombone, you also shut up here. I think you need to slow down a little more. Do more slow down, please. Just scroll. Less slow down. Oh yeah. Why does it feel so sudden? What's feeling so sudden? try this. And there you go. This is a little better. And then do a little bit of a crescendo here. And I guess also the celesta will have to crescendo because of the other guys playing, aka the entire string section. But luckily the strings are kind of weak for some reason, so the celesta can play over them. Which kind of blows my mind, even though I've obviously been in a concert hall and heard it, but like the celesta and like the triangle especially can project so easily over all the other guys, despite it looking so like small and kind of not very projector. I don't know. It's just kind of funny how that works. Okay, just for funsies, I'm gonna put you octave higher. Sure, I guess. Also, because I moved you from brass to strings, you still have this double rhythm going on, which I think I need to rectify. So let me rectify that. Make sure y'all keep the common tones. They're so common, especially this held D here. There you go, hold your D. And then tie this note, tie these notes together. Cool, okay. I've tied up all of the notes that I want to. And, oh no, I'm missing one. If you're not tied up yet, you will be. And then, there you go. Beautiful. Anything else here? This A here gets tied. And I think that's all. Good. That sounds kind of cool, kind of not. I'm not so sure myself. Also, I think this retardano is a little bit too long. Why is there a lock here? When did I add this? What? Everything is locked! What? Stop being locked. What does that lock even mean? What? Where did that lock come from? Must have come from layout. The lock means lock, unlock selected systems. I must have pressed a keybind by accident. Okay, you're way too quiet. You're starting off way too quiet. And I think here there needs to be some percussion to lead into this. So what shall that be? What chord is this? B minor. How low can the glockenspiel go? Up to this G, perhaps? Apparently the glockenspiel sound I have comes with these notes. Which is fascinating, because apparently they're impossible. But maybe it's a different instrument that they're playing on. Tremolo, that's what I wanted. Okay, I wish I could hear it. Okay, I wish I could hear it. Hello? Where's my tremolo spiel? I bet I'd hear you if I undid that, though. No, I wouldn't. Okay, are you guys playing with, like, the soft mallets or something? Play with the hard mallets, please. Thank you. Or normal ones. You are, what, 6? Should be E major. You sound like a phone ringing. So I'm gonna put you on the celesta instead. You still sound like a phone ringing. Just play chords. Try this, my friends. Oh, I can't hear you at all. I don't like this. I think instead we'll just have the triangle play this part. Go! More triangle nonsense. I love triangle. Just crescendo up to a forte, please. And then you can die off here. Go down to pianissimo, please. Okay. You stop playing here. You do a decrescendo here. I want a little bit more rhythmic interest here, because these are all just quarter notes. It's got to change a little bit. Be a bit more good. Okay, this cadence here feels kind of like I've heard it a billion times before, and it's probably because I have, but whatever. That's okay. And then I want here someone to play something similar on a different instrument like the oboe. Clarinets. Just another flute, maybe, I guess. I'm very unsure about this. And then we'll just have the chords keep on dotting along here. 1, 3, 3. Yeah, okay. I don't really want to keep them exactly the same, so I'm gonna switch them up a little bit. 3 here is F sharp, so you stay here. What's the high note? Oboes can play up to a high G. Oboes can play like that, right? Although it doesn't sound very good, and I think a clarinet would sound much better there. Although actually, I don't know if it would play that well. But anyway, I put it on flute instead because whatever. You move to F. You stay at A. You move down to C. Just have strings only play this part. Well, move to not O, I together on the keyboard. Which should be, why am I blanking on this? E minor. Wait, why am I putting the chord here? The chord doesn't need to be there. If only MuseScore would respond when I type things. Actually, I want to try a different chord here. Try G. Try this. That sounds much better. Which I shall call that. You actually, I think, belong over here as a replacement of the weird diminished chord I had here. So just move to 2 and then to 4. The reason they have sounds out of their range is they just modify the sound. I know that, but it's like kind of weird that they even allow you to do that. Like, it doesn't feel quite right that they let you do that. But I understand that they do that, not because also having like a sample for every single note is probably both a nightmare to record, program, and also large file sizes. So, but would make it very cool if they did. Right, E. which would make you a second inversion chord. Go. Bassoon, go. Your turn. I think I might like you here better. That sounds so nice. And then you move to, what, 5? Just move to good old-fashioned 5. Why do you sound like a minor chord? Oh, it's because of the F sharp. That's right. Try this. Okay, change it up a little bit, because otherwise it'd be lame. Actually, I want to try this. Just move you over for a second. You start in bassoon and then move over to like flute or something, just to see. Try this. No triplet here. This is a 7 chord. So I shall write you in accordingly. Or I guess I could put you as a, like this. Which might be kind of fun. And then that would make you a 7 diminished to maybe minor 7. Anyway, we'll just see what it sounds like. I'm gonna move you to C. Actually, you move down. You stay where you are. You move to G. You stay at C. You stay at E. Actually, put you down at G. Put you down at E. No, I like this G sharp, which should be. What chords have G sharp here? In the key of D, G sharp includes the Lydian 4 and also the diminished 1 as A flats. But here we're moving to what A, well, from here to try, just because I'm curious what it sounds like, if I move to D diminished here, or diminished for shorts. Try this. Maybe not. As cool as I think it might be, it's actually not cool at all. G sharp. No. Change U to G sharp, U to D, and U to just move you to another diminished chord here. And then that should be move to 6. Or yeah, just 6. Which should move you to whatchamacallit, B minor. What's that chord again? Who knows? Most of these notes will stay the same because of how chords work. And then move here to minor 5 like before. Just play the same chord like this, which is E minor. No. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's... Yes, it is. Okay, wait. Oh my gosh. It is A minor over E. That's correct. I was really losing my mind there. I've been doing way too much writing. Okay. I just need C here. Viola move up to C. Okay. I'm good. That doesn't feel so satisfying as it did before. You are B minor, so this note doesn't actually exist here. And you are E minor, so this, or A minor. Dang it. Hold this. Please, my friends. Okay. Hello, chords. This will make you try... Yeah. Try back to D major here. Hold this notes. Okay, and then back to G here. O, G. D. You guys are both D. Okay, that wasn't very creative of me. Okay, I want this phrase to be quite short, so I'm not really a fan of how it is right now, but I think just having something rather than nothing is going to help vastly. So I shall keep it like this. None of you guys are playing F, because I, like a dum-dum, I didn't actually write any of you guys to play F, so you play F. Okay. Struggle with capturing more abstract emotion. How to make a section somber yet hopeful. I'm struggling. Hold on. Isn't this one I'm thinking of? This is the first thing that came to mind when you said somber yet hopeful. This is Eric Satie, Gnossian 5. This interpretation by Paul Barton. Again, not quite sure what you mean by that, but it was the first thing that came to mind when you gave that description. But with struggling capturing like abstract emotion, like I said, first I look to the piece that I think does describe that, and I kind of break it down to myself. Kind of similar to what I mean. Okay. I think it's worth noting, you don't have to do like a deep analysis of it. Just note some parts that I like, not example that I just played. I notice there's that, you know, the melody is very... The chords are kind of like very simple, right? And a lot of them are minor chords, but the melody is so brisk and a lot of like skips, right? There's a lot of skips in that one. Something about having a lot of skips in arpeggios makes it feel very lively, even if the accompaniment might itself be quite slow. Like the skips, and even though they're kind of sparse, makes them feel kind of jumpy. But yet the content of it itself has a lot of minor chords, despite it being in a major key. Kane's Salvation from Near Replicant. No, I don't know what either of those things are. Believe it or not. I'm quite out of touch. Any notes that I forgot to tie here? Doesn't look like it. I think I need to have some more bass movement though. This one had a lot more bass movement. This one has barely any. Okay, start again from the beginning of the phrase. You are a minor. No, yes, correct. Familiar with the Nier franchise? Absolutely not. Okay. I'm kind of not liking this. I think it just maybe just needs to be in a different instrument, so put you back on English horn. Go. I want this to be like a nice conversation between the readies. I want more triangle here. More triangle. Like a fluttery triangle. Something like this, please. Timpani here. With like a very, oh my gosh, like a very, I was about to say a very soft timpani, but clearly timpani does not like this. Quiet. What kind of mallets are you using? Did I specify here before? Hard mallets? No, not hard. Bwomp, you're so right. Nice soft mallets, please. Thank you. MuseScore plays a triangle roll. Good enough. Good enough for what I need. Oh wait, you're supposed to be like that. Higher timpani. Quieter. Okay. Counter melody here. F sharp. F sharp. F sharp. You are E minor, so and because I'm lazy, I think I'm just gonna copy the rhythm of this guy right here. You are 4, so go major here. And you are 5 here, so A. 7 here should be C sharp. And you are G sharp, so D is fine. Although I think actually you need to be an octave higher like this. Although you guys are a parallel octave now that I made that more clear. That's so tragic. Move like this, please. Five. D. One here. Four. Try this. Go. This has got to work. Okay, I think it's kind of fine, but you, my bassoony friend, need to shush. After this note, please. Better. Let me hear it one more time. This part feels a little strange, right here. I think it's because the bassoon stands out a little bit too much. So quieter you shall be. Okay, maybe not that quiet. Just a little... Just not so overbearing like he was before. English horn needs to be the one taken over here. good, and I also still want some more percussions to happen here. Again, but I don't know what they would be. Go, timpani, do something. Timpani, what are your thoughts on this chord progression? Thank you, timpani. You're always very loud with your takes. Try here. Ba-da-da-dum. And you are over B. Try you just a little bit quieter, please. And then okay, just some very simple timpani thingies happening over here. I have 3 timpani that are playing together, and hopefully it sounds better. And also, I think here I'm gonna have some kind of something playing over here. Glockenspiel, go! Your turn. Help. Save us in this weird progression. Well, and the way the Mew sounds works, it's kind of weird, so I'm gonna put a piano dynamic here. Okay, I wish I could hear you. I wish I couldn't hear you. Almost 2 a.m. I must sleep. Dang, I'll see you later. It's almost 2 a.m. here for me too, though. The difference is that I don't care. It's hard mallets. I have some, wait, hold on. Maybe this is just like an experiment thingy, but what if I have like a music box thing happening here with the glockenspiel playing the melody and the celesta playing the, oh my gosh, the celesta playing the chords. Shush! Okay, maybe a little bit less shush, please. although that's nice, like I said earlier, it feels more like a nighttime kind of dreaming than a daytime kind of dreaming, and I want this to feel more like a daytime kind of dreaming. So instead, back into bassoon you go. But it was interesting. Don't regret trying that. I will probably use that kind of effect to my advantage later. Oh my gosh, shush. You know, I should probably make you play with softer mallets if I want you to actually be quiet. Why don't you ever learn new sounds? Okay. 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 I have an idea to tie these guys together. You two. I just really want to focus on getting this exactly the way I want to. But in order to do that, I'm gonna sleep on it and come back to it some other time. So, thanks for watching, y'all. Make sure to subscribe and join the Discord. You can do that in the description. And I'm gonna go to bed, as should you, and or you should practice your scales and also get a library card. I'm never gonna stop telling you to do that. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.